lovely humans, and welcome back to the channel. And again, here's another lovely tutorial for you. This time I am showcasing the Sega Dreamcast. And this is the best Sega Dreamcast emulator ever created, and I want to show you a few steps on how to get it running, as well as a couple of gameplay clips on how it runs. Also show you how the cheats work on the system and so forth. If you would, go ahead, like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this video. And definitely leave me comments in the comment section, because if you know, I do give my feedback and I do comment, or should I say reply to all of your comments every single video. Okay, my name is Amber and you're watching the Crimson Inn, and I will see you at the end of the video. And bye, my lovely humans. Hello, my lovely humans, and I wanted to go straight into this video discussing with you the best Dreamcast emulator ever. Now, just to begin, I don't support piracy. I don't promote piracy, and I don't tell people to do things that are against the rules, I guess you want to call it. And there's so many negative people out there that are against game preservation and emulation, but even Sega themselves promotes, or shall I say, supports emulation, because they even created licensed PC controllers for emulators for Dreamcast, for Sega Saturn, Genesis, and so forth. So they actually have actual licensed controllers for PC on actual Amazon that you can order. These are actually licensed by Sega. They actually support it. So unlike the other companies, Sega actually supports emulation. So I wanted to show you one of the best emulators ever created. This game literally plays 98.9% of every Dreamcast game ever created flawlessly. So they do have a compatibility list here, and it shows right here over 921 games compatible. And then you have these 900 stored, which is about 37 games that don't actually work good. And they're mostly just random Japanese games that nobody ever even heard of. They don't actually work. But all the American games and all the European games, all in this 921 list, they all work flawlessly. Now, I had to record this video a couple of times because I do talk extremely fast sometimes, and when I do the playback, I always listen to it on with my accent. No one is going to understand half the stuff that I said, so I have to go back and keep re-recording. Not to mention, I've been extremely under the weather. If you haven't, you can tell by my voice. So I've been extremely under the weather, and I often do my recording. So I just want to get this done quickly, because this is like my 4th to 5th time recording. So let's go ahead and get this done. I really want to make this video for you guys and show you the most important thing is this is the best Dreamcast emulator ever created, and it helps game preservation. So the compatibility list is here. You can scroll through it all the way. You can see how pretty much everything is playable. When I say playable, I mean flawlessly playable. And I want to just tell you one specific thing and why this is the best also before we get past this screen. The other emulators that play it, like Demule, Flycast, and so forth, they have complications with those Windows games. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there were specific games like the Resident Evil series and so forth that ran by Windows EE. So a lot of those games, the other emulators do not run very well, or they do not boot them. So that's why those emulators don't work so well, because they can't run those games properly, which I'll show you in a few minutes. This game runs them perfectly. So one thing you want to do too is donate so you can get the full version. And the reason I tell you that is because here's 2 versions. Here's the one that was released 5 years ago. Here's the one that was recently uploaded to GitHub. Is actually another version. You click right here, which is the last updated version. And when you go to the changelog, they will show you all the different things that they improved on, including even VR type capabilities, which is actually phenomenal. And these guys in GitHub and on Discord are actually still working on versions of the game. The guy who created this has a Twitter, but you don't have to go to his Twitter because he never posts there. He always posts in the actual Discord, and he'll answer your comments there. But he does reply to you, by the way. So definitely join his Discord. You'll see the link up here to his Discord and also to his Twitter. Now, this Dreamcast emulator is so perfect. I would like everyone to actually donate to it. And the reason I say that is because I'm not a hypocrite. You can go in my settings. I have a premium key for all versions of the game. So I did donate. So I'm not going to ask you to do something that I have not done myself. So I donated over, I think, $10 or $12 to it, just to, you know, but you get to choose how much you want to donate. I think I did $10 or $12. I think $12. So donate. I think it might be 10 or 12. I don't know. Who cares? But what I'm saying is, go ahead and donate, support this product because it's absolutely 100% worth it. Okay? So the next thing I want to do is show you the actual emulator and show you how to do some settings changes that'll benefit you in the long run. So let's go to the emulator real quick. All right, so the next portion I'm going to show you is very important. These are the settings that I would like you to go through and kind of manipulate while you're actually playing the actual emulator. So the first thing I want you to do, you can put this in 3 different gameplay modes. You can put it in window, borderless full screen, and exclusive full screen. I'll put it in a window where I'm recording so I don't have to worry about it airing out and stuff like that and freezing up with my software. But when you're streaming, put it on borderless full screen. Never put it on exclusive because when you try to open it up in third-party programs, it kind of lags it out and freezes the system. Or you just keep it in Windows mode, it'll still show full screen no matter what. So you can just keep it in window, especially when you're streaming and recording. The next thing you want to do is change it based off your actual resolution. So there's so many different options on here that you could choose from. I'm just going to choose 2560 by 1440, which is the actual screen resolution of my actual monitor. So I'm going to keep it on that. You do have a couple of settings here in the rendering. You have per strip, per pixel, and the regular LLE. If you know anything about those specific formats, that's basically just how much detail you want to be in the actual game. And you can also put it in 4K too. Also, game resolution, you can do 2560 by 1920, which will actually increase the textures a little bit. So that's actually pretty good too. And you can also do 4K if you have a 4K monitor, which my monitor is 1440p. I got two 4K monitors on the floor, which I'm not using for specific reasons. They're high-end monitors, but my graphics card does not like to hook up 3 of those things at one time, which for some odd reason time causes issues, but that's a whole nother story. I keep my aspect ratio at 16 by 9, and I have to talk a little bit slower because I realize when I do my playbacks, I speak extremely fast, and a lot of time with an accent, people can't understand me, so I do apologize in advance. That's why I put a disclosure in the beginning of every video. Next, everything else here I just keep the same. I do change the cable to VGA because VGA has better quality. So that's why I specifically changed that one feature. Everything else stays the same. And you can change your language and stuff like that, but I keep it one. And then your inputs. Now this is important too. When you first get this, it's going to have keyboard as the default. So what you want to do is just tap it, and you can go to input device and you click it, and you could just tell it what type of device you want. My thing is push auto. When you push auto, it'll automatically detect what kind of controller that you already have in the game. So I'm sorry, in the computer. I have a DualSense PS5 controller, and it automatically configured it for me to match the Dreamcast buttons. I can always go in and change these just by tapping on them and clicking them. But I haven't done it in this. I just left it like it was because I already know that the layout buttons are exactly the same. One thing I like too, you do have an option to add turbo buttons. You have a button that you can show how to actually show your VMU on the screen, the same VMU that you would see on the controller. You can actually display that on the screen. I personally do not do that, so because I just leave it off. I don't have a button for that, and I don't want it enabled, so I just keep it off. My screenshot button is my right analog stick button. I just click it, and I can take a screenshot of my games while I'm playing it. This is important for people who want to do game captures and want to give it a caption, a couple of screenshots while they're playing the game. Just click the right analog stick and you can take a picture, which I think that was a good way of me setting that up personally. And then you can use joystick 4 to go right to the main menu, and then you can exit the emulator with joystick 8, which is, I believe, my L1 and L2 buttons at the top. I think the left button is the menu and the right button is the exit. So, and I still use the triggers as normal over here with the left trigger and the right trigger. So yeah, you have those options. And this is pretty cool that it gives you this. And even though it has like a dead zone and stuff like that, the game actually runs flawlessly. You can also do up to 4 VMUs. Then you can change how many blocks that are in there. Right now, you can see I have Resident Evil Code Veronica on here, and I have 120 other blocks saved, so it actually keeps a record of your saves. It's for your library. Now, again, like I said, I am not promoting piracy, but obviously there's only one way you're going to be able to get these games, and that's if you download them from somewhere. You're not going to be able to purchase these anymore. So me, I'm not going to say where, but and when, but for a long time ago, I was able to get every single GDI, which is actually is the format that Dreamcast games were originally in, is GDI format. I was able to get a hold of every single GDI ever created, every Japanese, European, and United States, America, whatever, version. I was able to get every game ever created, and I have a backup folder for them. So what I ended up doing is making 2 folders. This folder you see says Dreamcast games completed, and then I have another folder where all the actual games are. The reason I did that is because a lot of titles came out in every country, so you would have a bunch of duplicates. So primarily I used the American versions, and if there was a Japanese version that had additional content, I would add that also to Redream. But all the other titles, if they were the exact same game, so I would only use the US version in this specific folder. And when you go to my games, you can see that here, as I'm scrolling to do it, like this game is only in Japan, this is only in Europe. That's why you can see they even have the European covers, and the game does give you auto covers, so it generates your covers automatically. Some games that don't have covers, which is okay because these games came out later on after the Dreamcast had already died, and it probably doesn't have a history of them. But I do have everything. I like this game. Only came out in Europe, I believe. Here's the Here's the Japanese covers for Code Veronica, because Code Veronica Japanese version has a bunch of extended footage. Good thing is the game is in English, so even if you wanted to play the Japanese version, you would still be able to do that. Blue Stinger, same scenario, the American version, and then the Japanese version had additional levels and extra content, so I'll put both of those in here. And there's a bunch of games. Sega had multiple consoles. They had Naomi, Adam's Way by Sammy. So I have all those games too. So all those games that came out later on, I have those. I also have here the Castlevania Resurrection prototype that came out at E3, but they canceled. So yes, Dreamcast does have a Castlevania game, and I do have that too. As I'm continuing to scroll, and as you can see, here goes Demolished Fish, one of those other Sega games on Adam's Way that you didn't know about. They have quite a few. And I'm going to display a lot of these games in a few moments. But if you keep scrolling, you'll see that I have pretty much everything. Evil Twin, this was originated on Dreamcast, not PlayStation 2. For all you guys that think that's a PlayStation 2 game, it came out on Dreamcast first in Europe. So Evil Twin is where they got their game from. It was the Dreamcast game first. So forth and so forth. And if everybody who don't know, no, I'll show you later on when I go to the actual games. But here I'm scrolling here's the first Headhunter, also an original Dreamcast game before it came out on PlayStation. Well, a lot of people who don't know that. Hydro Thunder, which is also a Dreamcast game and not a GameCube or PlayStation game. It came out on Dreamcast first. So Hydro Thunder started here. Here's the Crazy Eel Bleed game that nobody played, but it was a very unique survival horror game and so forth. And I could just scroll through these games for everything. Like I said, I have over 900 games or 700 games there, so we could be scrolling forever. But let's get to the game specifically because there's a specific thing I want to show you while I'm showing you the gameplay. So let's get that part next. All right, so while we're doing this, the first thing I want to do is show you something specifically about their games. Now, one thing about their games is a lot of the other emulators, that's why I say this one is the best, they could not play those Windows version games. So a lot of games like Resident Evil 2 or Resident Evil 3, Code Veronica, and a bunch of other Windows games, they wouldn't boot up properly and they wouldn't play properly unless you play the most specific emulators. One thing I like about Redream is a one-stop drop of every game in one place. You don't have to get any other emulators to run it. So let's show you a few things on here. First, I'm going to show you how good the game's boot up and some of the secrets of it. So I'm going to go to Code Veronica first. As like I said, I was planning that already. When you boot up your game, the first thing you want to do is press the escape key. And the reason you want to do that is because here, they do have cheats. I already put it in wide screen. That's the only cheat that I'm using. All these other cheats I'm not using. But there's plenty here. Infinite health, infinite weapons, and so forth. And a lot of games on here have a bunch of cheats. It just depends on what game you want. And I'm going to go back to the library. I'm going to go to some of these Sammy games that you never got to see. Like everybody else wondered about that Dolphin Blue game. I have a preview of that you can go and look at. Dolphin Blue, I have a 2-minute video gameplay, but I'll put a link in the description below. You see our gameplay of this. Here's another one called Demolished Fist. I cannot talk. Demolished Fist. I told you my accent is so bad I have to pronounce things certain ways because it makes me sound crazy. When I had that one video where I was talking in a car, it sounded like I kept saying wife instead of life, and it's just the way I sound. This is another video. I actually made a gameplay video of this on my main channel, so if you would, I'm going to leave a link in the description to my main channel. Definitely go there and subscribe to my main channel, and that way you can actually see more gameplays of other games that I do have on there. And a lot of people don't ever know I have a main channel. My main channel is with my family. The reason we all created separate channels is because our main channel got, I'm not going to say the word here because it'll get flagged, but it got a lot, I'll say it that way, from any kind of growth or traffic. And it kind of made everybody mad because we can't get any traffic over on that channel. I can't remember how to pick up stuff from here. I haven't played this in so long. Damn, I can't remember. I know it says, oh, there it is. I forgot how to push such things, but they have so many games that came out on this channel. I mean, on this system. And a lot of people never knew these games even came out. But yeah, everything plays smooth. And I don't think there's any cheats on this game. No, there's not. But there's so many titles on here that you can go through and play. Now, I'm gonna give you one tip on here for people who didn't know this. And they have all these cool racing games on here too. Racing games is my sister's thing, but there are ones on here that I did play back in the day. Like I obviously played Maximum Speed, I played Daytona. This game here, for a lot of people who didn't know this for history purposes, Metropolis Street Racer, that's actually Project Gotham. So if y'all played Project Gotham on Xbox, this is the original Project Gotham. And for everybody who didn't know, also, Forza Motorsports is also this game. This is the original Forza Sporza. This is the original Forza Motorsport. So yes. And there's so many other cool games on here. Like you got the Samurai Showdown that nobody knew that came out on here by SNK. Yes, they do have a Samurai Showdown game that came out on the Dreamcast that a lot of people don't know. And like I said, it only came out in Japan, as you can see right there. This is going to be used in Japan, stuff like that. They have a bunch of cool games on Dreamcast that a lot of people don't know exist. And I wish you guys would really take the initiative to actually go through here and learn about these games because there's so many of them. Look at all these characters. It's ridiculous how many characters came out, how many people on this game. So yeah, definitely check it out and get into it. Like I said, there's so much stuff on here that you didn't even know they came out on Dreamcast. So find the games how you can. Obviously, I'm not going to promote it or tell you this and that, but I will say, as you can see right here, everything runs perfectly. I like the emulator too because it's fast, it boots quickly, and so forth and so forth. So that is all I got for you. And I love this now. I love the fact that it actually did come out this good. Oh, she got me. I don't think I've ever booted this up since I had it. plays good though. Oh, I could do that. Did not know that. Oh, teach me something I don't know. Oh, you can do that too? That's like Ryu's Fireball. I love fighting games. I love fighting games, but I don't get to play them too often. But yes, that was actually pretty cool. And I don't think there's any cheats on this either. It's not. But a lot of these games do have cheats, and I'm just showing you how easy it is to get the cheats done. It's basically an escape key and 8 of cheats, and that's all. And you can do it that way. But I hope you guys and girls like this video, my lovely humans, and I will definitely see you in my next video. And like, subscribe, comment, download, and if you have any more questions, let me know in the comments or follow me on Twitter. You can ask me questions there, or on my Instagram, which it's also in the link in the description. But the primary thing I want you to do for me is please go subscribe to my main channel, because I am about to upload a lot of stuff there that I do not upload here, of other games I play and platforms. So definitely go there, because we've been trying to grow that channel for years. It's been up for 4 years, and it's kind of sad that actually 5 years, and it's really sucks that they blocked us from traffic on that channel. So we had to go get individual channels, and our individual channels grew immediately, but our subs over there have not went up in almost 3 years, and it freaking sucks. They blocked us from traffic. So if you would, please go over there and help us reboot that algorithm on that channel by subscribing, and also following out the guide videos we already have there, and commenting. Just so you know, we're gonna help. We have a lot of stuff that's like not uploaded or not visibly uploaded to you. So until we get a certain amount of subs, we don't want to release a lot of those videos, because we want them to actually get the traffic they deserve. So thank you for that. My name is Luna AM, aka Amber Morrison, and I hope you like this emulator. I hope you guys download it. I'll send a link to the website also in the description, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your 4th of July. Bye, my lovely humans.